Dear students, hope you are all well. Today we will begin with a second chapter in history. The name of the chapter is India Before the Times of Shivaji Maharaj. Let's move forward. Now, students, in this lesson, we shall learn about the various ruling powers in India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj, and also various ruling powers existed in India during that period. Let's move forward. So, here we have the very first ruling power, that is the Pal dynasty. Now, what do you mean by the word dynasty? Is a series of leaders from the same family, belonging to the same family. So, students, Pals were as dude diplomats. Diplomats is a person who represent the rule, who's a ruler, and military conquerors. Their navy performed both mercantile and defensive roles in the Bay of Bengal. So the Pals were basically they were promoted of classical Indian philosophy, means at what they were good at, literature, paintings and sculpture. Let's move forward. In central India, the Gurjar Pratihar Pass spread up to Andhra, Kalinga, Vidarbha, West Kathiawar, Kannauj, and Gujarat. Among the Rajput dynasties in North India, the Gadwal and the Paramar dynasties were the important ones. So, which were the important ones? The Gadwal and the Paramar dynasties were the important ones. Let's move forward. Now, among the Rajputs, Prithviraj Chauhan, belonging to the Chauhan dynasty, was a valiant king, means a very strong and courageous king. So, as we know, that Prithviraj Chauhan had achieved military success against several neighboring Hindu kingdoms, neighboring countries, neighboring kingdoms means the side kingdoms. Okay. So, more notably against the Chandal king, so in the first war at Tarai, Prithviraj Chauhan had defeated Muhammad Guri. Whom Prithviraj Chauhan defeated? Muhammad Guri. But Muhammad Guri defeated Prithviraj Chauhan. So after that, Muhammad Guri also defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in the second war at Tarai. Let's move forward. Now, next is Rajaraj first. Who was Rajaraj first? Let's just see that. So, he was a Chola emperor, chiefly remembered for reinstating the Chola power and ensuring its supremacy and ensuring its rule in South India and the Indian Ocean. So, all these dynasties, what was their aim? To conquer territories, to conquer places. Let's move forward. And Rajendra first. So Rajendra first was the Tamil Chola emperor. He was the ruler. So these two belonging to the Chola dynasty, who two? Rajaraj first and Rajendra first. Belonging to the Chola dynasty in Tamil Nadu were eminent rulers, were very strong rulers. The Chola conquered. Now, what did they conquer? What did the Chola dynasty conquer? We see that the Cholas conquered the Maldive Islands and Sri Lanka using their naval strength. What did they use? What kind of strength? Naval strength means the military ships. They used to go by ship, and by that they conquered. Let's move forward. King Vishnuvardhan was a king of Hosal Empire. The picture is of King Vishnuvardhan in what is today is the modern state of Karnataka. So during the reign of Govind III, reign means during that time of the Rashtrakuta dynasty in Maharashtra, the Rashtrakuta spread from Kannauj up to Rameshwar. So, students, Rashtrakuts were the royal dynasty. Royal dynasty means very rich families ruling large parts of the Indian continent. So, what did this Rashtrakuts do? They used to rule, they used to conquer large parts of the Indian subcontinent between the 6th and the 10th centuries. The earliest known Rashtrakuta inscription is the 7th century copper plate. So what is this Rashtrakuts inscription famous for? They had at that time, they had invented the copper plates, the inscription of copper plates. You all learned in the before chapter, no? Sources of history. Yes. So later, Krishna III conquered the region up to Allahabad. So three dynasties of the Shilhars emerged in western Maharashtra. One dynasty ruled over Thane and Raigad in North Konkan, the second in South Konkan, while the third dynasty ruled over some parts of the present-day Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, and Belgaum districts. So the last prosperous powers before the period of Shivaji Maharaj was that of the Yadavas. The capital of Bilam, fifth of the Yadava dynasty, was at Deogri near Aurangabad. He extended his rule beyond the river Krishna. The Yadava is considered to be the golden period. Now, why is the Yadava period considered to be a golden period? Because it's considered to be a golden period of Marathi language and literature. It is in that period the Mahaanubhav Panth and the Varkari movement emerged. Now, what is the meaning of Varkari movement? So, Varkaris are the ones who worship the Lord Vittal. The second picture is a Varkari movement. So, what did they used to do? They used to worship Lord Vittal. They are basically the one who worship Lord Vittal, and Varkari is a religious movement within the Bhakti tradition of Hinduism. So, this movement is a religious movement of Hinduism. So, in the Marathi language of Maharashtra, Vari means pilgrimage. Means they have broken that word Varkari. Vari means pilgrimage, and Kari means one who undertakes it. I mean the person who undertakes it. The person who takes this Varkari movement. So it is what Varkari movement is. Let's move forward. Next, we have the invasions from the northwest. Okay. So, in the meanwhile, the Arab power had emerged in the Middle East. Arab rulers turned towards India to expand their empire. Okay, to expand the empire means they tried to rule, they tried to conquer the territories of India. The Arab general Muhammad bin Qasim, you can see the picture, attacked the Sindh province in the 8th century. Notwithstanding the resistance of King Dahir, he conquered the province of Sindh. Now, during these campaigns, the Arabs came into political contact with India for the first time. In that period, they followed Turks, Afghans, and Mughals from Central Asia, came to India, and established their powers. In the 11th century CE, the Turks began to invade in India. The Turks began to invade in India. Invade means to enter in India. Expanding their territories. Expanding their territories means they started conquering more territories. They reached the northwestern frontier of India. So Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni invaded in India. So this second picture, this person, Muhammad Ghazni, his name is, he invaded in India many times. Okay, he came in India many times. He plundered the rich temples. So what did he do? He plundered the rich temples. Plundered means steal things from the temples. He plundered the rich temples at Mathura, Vrindavan, Kanoj, and Somnath, and he carried away enormous wealth with him. Now, what do you mean by the word wealth? Wealth means money, that is gold, silver. They are called as wealth. So, this Muhammad Ghazni, the second picture, he invaded India and he tried to take away the enormous wealth from the temples. Let's move to the next slide. Next, we have Sultan Muhammad Guri of Gur from Afghanistan. Okay, so this is a picture of Muhammad Guri. He came in India in 1175 CE and 1178 CE. So he appointed Kutubuddin Aibak to look after the governance of the conquered territories in India. Now, what did these people do? Sultanate in North, as one person used to die from their same families, the other used to start ruling. Okay? To look after the governance of the conquered territories in India. Later, after the death of Muhammad Guri in 1206 CE, Aibak began to rule. So after the death of Muhammad Ghori, who started ruling? Aibak, that is Kutubuddin Aibak. Aibak began to rule the Indian territories under his rule. Independently, Aibak was initially a slave. A slave means might be Muhammad Ghori must be treating him like a slave. Means whatever work he used to tell to do, that he had to do. That is a slave. Became the ruler of Delhi. So after Muhammad Ghori dying, he became the ruler of Delhi. And he died in 1210 CE. Okay. He also died after that. After that, who came? Abraham Lodi. Abraham Lodi was the last sultan. He was the last sultan. He made many enemies because of his peculiar temperament. So what he did? He had made very lots of enemies. Daulat Khan Lodi, governor of Punjab, invited Babur. Let's see who's Babur. Babur, the ruler of Kabul, to fight against Abraham Lodi. So now who was fighting against Abraham Lodi? Babur. Babur defeated Abraham Lodi in the battle, and thus the Sultanate came to an end. Means the rule of Sultanate came to an end. He defeated last Abraham Lodi. So when we talk about Babur, now we will see who is Babur. Babur is considered as one of the most finest Mughal emperor. One of the most finest means very strong, very good. Okay. Now, Babur succeeded in securing the dynasty's position. He secured the position, and his empire went on to rule for over 300 years. His empire went to rule over 300 years in India, and he passed away on December 26 in 1530 CE. Okay. Let's move forward. Now that is your homework, is you have to find the answers of these questions. The first one is the Dash period is considered to be a golden period. Dash was the last sultan. What is a Warkari movement and who was the founder of the Mughal dynasty? That's all for now. We will learn more about this lesson in the next video. Thank you for listening, children. Goodbye. Take care.